Wars in Iraq and Afghanistan are the most recent, but this Veterans Day, we also honor those in past conflicts. Tonight, we look back in history at a group of fighters who really received very little recognition, but were considered the secret weapon of World War II. They were considered the secret weapon of World War II, the Navajo Codetalkers, a small group of 400 Native Americans who spoke a language no one could crack.
To the Japanese, it was like speaking underwater, and it was impossible to encrypt by the Japanese themselves.
Staff Sergeant Rimbaud holds this history close to his heart. The Codetalkers were his people, and his grandfather was one of them.
It was plain and simple with the Navajo Codetalkers themselves. They had one mission, that was one mission only, to send and receive messages secretly.
Marines called upon the Navajo after Pearl Harbor. You see, the Japanese had learned other Native American languages, but the Navajo tongue was so difficult to understand, it became the perfect weapon.
We grew up using pitchforks.
This was totally foreign.
This is totally foreign to our people back then.
So, to familiarize themselves with Western war, the Codetalkers went through boot camp at MCRD and then basic training at Camp Elliott. This is Camp Elliott. It's now called East Miramar, but the Marines still train here, just like they did 70 years ago. The Codetalkers sent thousands of messages from 1942 to 1945 using phones like this one. Historians credit the Navajo for the victory at Iwo Jima and re-energizing Allied forces.
In my eyes, that changed the war. Regardless of the facts of what happened in our history, we still stood up and stood up for our country.
A country that is still using the skills of the Navajo during wartime.
We're proud of our heritage, and that's what we stand for. The Navajo Codetalkers themselves, set a really good example for those of us who are in the military as well.
Those guys really were the silent heroes, and of course we here at Fox 5 thank all the veterans past and present. The code, by the way, remained classified until 1968, and then in 1982 President Ronald Reagan declared August 14th as the National Navajo Codetalkers Day. Lauren.